guys, and welcome back to the inside of the heart of home here. We just got done hosting our very first Thanksgiving, really our first holiday in general in our house. We have spent the last over 2 years at this point renovating this house, completely renovating everything. The floors, the walls, the paint, the interior, we've taken down walls and rebuilt walls, appliances, literally everything. And it has been a journey. Now, I am curious. I would say the majority of what I post on this channel is helping you learn to garden or learn to homestead on a small scale. That's where we are right now, and our journey is a suburban homestead in changing one thing at a time and learning one new skill at a time and waiting for the dream that we have. But I am curious, are any of you interested in a home tour? It's kind of, you could say it is a part of homesteading. It's really not in general, but as far as stewardship goes, it is. And skill building, it is, learning construction and just how to build a home, how to create an atmosphere in your home. If that is something you're interested in, just let me know in the comments or shoot me a message on any of my platforms. Our entire family has been sick with either bronchial, respiratory, I don't even know. I feel like it's literally gone from one area of my body to the next, and then to the next, and then to the next, or like from one family member to the next, to the next, to the next. And yes, I know it's that season, but there is something, at least here in Iowa, there is something going around that is just like this viral gunk. And it's like a cold, but more extreme. And what we had started probably 3 weeks ago, honestly, probably 3 weeks ago. It started like in the throat and then became congestion, and then it was more bronchial, and it was like a lower respiratory infection. And it just, has not been fun. And then on top of it, when you're someone like me who doesn't do a ton of medicine and you get sick, one of the things you have to be content with is that you don't find immediate relief when you do get sick, because a lot of homeopathic and just home remedies in general take time. They're not like this instant thing because they don't necessarily cover up symptoms like a lot of medications will do. They get to the point, they get to the source, right? And so it's been a long time coming. And as a vocalist, as a musician, being sick with anything that has to do with like respiratory or congestion or just like laryngitis or a cough is so unfortunate. But on that hand, I've been drinking so much tea. One of my goals this last summer, sorry, my tea kettle's about to get really loud. One of my goals this last summer was to establish our tea garden, and I did get started doing that, and I do have a lot of loose leaf teas. I try to preserve them. I gotta get you guys on this stand. So anyways, I try to preserve my loose leaf teas because I don't have a ton right now, and I only have what I have grown here, minus rooibos. I do have rooibos. That's one of my favorite things to drink in the winter, especially if I'm feeling achy. It's a bush, like a West African bush. I think Africa is the main country that it's sourced from, but basically they like grind the entire bush up, and it's super medicinal. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about. I have all these loose leaf teas, and my water's ready. I really try to enjoy them in the summer, like over ice, because they're more refreshing. And I find that it is easier to find like good, organic, clean. Now, what I'm drinking right now is just the traditional, traditional medicinals, organic peppermint tea, which I do have peppermint, but again, I don't have a ton of it because we're still establishing our perennial tea gardens. But I have found that finding hot tea, making hot tea at home is much easier in comparison to that of which you would buy from the store. Whereas like the iced teas that you buy from like coffee shops and stuff, like they usually have syrups and other flavor enhancers added. And so I really want to, when I have such a small supply, I really want to focus on replacing that. And I feel like I am more tempted to spend money in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Like the iced lattes and the iced teas and the refreshers and the carbonated yada, yada, yada. Like I am more tempted to buy them in the summer rather than to get a hot drink in the winter. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird like that. But in the wintertime, I find myself just using organic tea bags. So I didn't really have anything that I wanted to come in here and really say other than hello. The winter months are hard when you don't have like a hobby that is year round. Now, don't get me wrong, gardening is definitely, here in Eastern Iowa, which we are in zone 5, we can't necessarily garden year round outside. You can maybe if you have a heated greenhouse. We don't have that because we are a suburban homestead here. And we're doing everything on one income. My husband's active duty and he does not make a ton of money. And so we are doing things very humbly and one thing at a time, which is exactly why it's taken us almost a little over 2 years to renovate a house that's not even 2,000 square feet. So we do things very humbly here. On the other hand, after hosting Thanksgiving, I realized how full our freezers are, and we're about to get a half a hog from my uncle. And so while I am not gardening, I am preserving. I just preserved a bunch of fermented hot sauce. Let me show y'all. I tell you what, I was so excited about this. We did some fermented hot sauce for the first time a couple months ago, and I think I let it ferment not too long because there wasn't an issue. I just didn't like the flavor, which it could have also been the peppers that we fermented, because if you aren't new here, you already know this, but one of my goals this summer was to ferment a bunch of hot sauce, which I did. I've got a whole box full of stuff that I've been giving to family members and preserving for myself. But we did jalapenos, habaneros, Anaheims, Georgia Flame. We had goat's horn. There was something starfish. I can't remember those cute little ones that I really loved. I'm really bad at remembering names, but I got them all for the most part. Some of them were started from seed, but those really exotic ones to me, I got at the farmer's market from an organic seed starter here in town. And I just planted a ton of peppers. And so I didn't have a specific recipe, but I just put a collection, I think it was 2 pounds of hot peppers together for this recipe, and then combined it after it was fermented with a cowboy candy brine that I have a recipe for that I really love. And so I've called this, which I'm writing a blog on it. If you're new here, go check out the blog. I've been sharing a bunch of different recipes. I am growing it and building it. I would love your support. But one of the recipes that's gonna be coming out soon, now that I have finalized this, is a fermented cowboy candy hot sauce. And y'all, this stuff is so good. Even my husband, which again, if you're not new here, you know Caleb. And if you know us personally, you know he's been very slowly stepping into this lifestyle. Though I will say he's angry I'm not buying mayo anymore, so we just make it. Even he said, wow, this is really good. Like, I can't wait to put it on eggs. I can't wait to put it on my sandwich, on, you know, yada, yada, yada. And so we've been putting it on everything. So this was the most recent thing that I preserved, but I know I've got more pumpkins to puree. I just pureed our sugar pie pumpkins that we grew in the garden this year. I think we had like 14 to 16. And I expected 2. Like, I was like, if I can just get 2 out of this, I'll be chipper, you know, because I grow something new every year. And that was one of the plants that I decided to grow. And I didn't trellis it, which is one of the things that as a suburban homesteader, I have to do because I don't have a lot of space. And so I have to utilize that square footage above where I am planting something rather than giving it the square footage to the left and to the right. And so I just kind of let it bramble through this area that has once been treated for poison ivy that we're trying to regenerate the soil there. And again, I just expected it to basically become compost, and it didn't. It gave me a ton of pumpkins. And so now I have to process those pumpkins. And so we processed 6 of them, made a couple pies, which was delicious. It's so fun. It's so fun making food from the food that you grew in your garden. It's so fun. And then you get to share it with people and they're like, wow, why does this taste so good? And it's like, well, because it doesn't have a bunch of added, ingredients that aren't really necessary but are in there to preserve it so that you will buy it. Don't get me started on the flavor enhancers. I forgot where I was going. See, this is what happens. This is what happens if you come over and we start having conversations. I love chit-chatting with people and girlfriends, and we will sit and talk forever, and then we realize, wait, what were we talking about? So anyways, I've got a lot of preserving to do, and that is kind of the season that I'm in right now because it is the day after Thanksgiving, and so Black Friday. We are entering into some very stagnant months when it comes to gardening because it's too early to seed start. You've already done your harvest. Most people have already preserved everything. And so it's just this weird couple months where you're like, now what do I do? And so personally, I turn inward. I get a lot of stuff done inside the house. We set up for Christmas today when we got our tree. But I focus on the heart of this home, which is the atmosphere. It's the home itself. It's the family. It's the dynamics. It's the relationship. And it's a lot of time for me to sit and rest and reflect on who I am, who the Lord is calling me to be, maybe choices I need to change, or, just kind of reassessing life. So anyways, tomorrow, actually tonight, it's supposed to start tonight around 10 p.m. We're supposed to get anywhere from 10 to 16 inches of snow, which I wouldn't say it doesn't always happen, especially in November. We usually don't get like the bulk of our snow until like January or February. But I will say I'm pretty excited about that because that means that snowboarding season is right around the corner. Anyways, I'm gonna log off. I'm gonna go hang out with the family and get a few other things done. I will update y'all on the snow situation in 3, 2, 1. Well, good morning. We got snow and we got inches on inches on inches of it. I think even just on the side rails right here. I don't even know. That's got to be close to 12 inches. All I know is that I actually have to climb up on the roof again to go clear the snow from in front of my beehives because we are getting so much snow that it's covering their entrance and they need ventilation so that moisture doesn't build up in there. So that's the first thing that I'm doing this morning. And now I'm going to sign off and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.